Hello, welcome to the Jumpcast. This is going to be episode 36. We had an issue with the audio, so this is a re-recording. Drees, our other host, is not here, but of course I'm always joined by Nick. So this is going to be a really quick episode, not really quick, but a quicker episode, kind of just we still want to
A
get...
little bit more of a recap.
Yeah.
So yeah, because we kind of went over our bigger things, we spit out some other ideas, but we'll just cover it now. I'll do a quick recap on the chapter. So the chapter begins with fourth domain expansion, and the whole cast is freaking out about it, and they're just like, oh, okay, so Sukuna knows how to fix his burnt out curse technique, and it's just like, oh my god, what's going on? Gojo may have the upper hand again. Gojo then dogs on Sukuna, absolutely demolishes him in a hand-to-hand combat. Ends up breaking Shrine again at the same time as Infinite Void. And so then everyone's like, yeah, let's go. Gojo backs him into a corner, throws out another domain expansion, and actually damages Sukuna. He gets a good hit on him. Just because he opened up the domain just like a few seconds earlier than Sukuna. Sukuna kind of lagged back, donuts the dude, hits him with the Infinite Void. He's like, okay, I got this in the bag. I'm gonna crush his organs so that he's in a worse state than Yuji was for whatever. I'm assuming that they're gonna try to save Megami. And then Sukuna, the fraud allegations come through. He throws Maharaga out. Gojo freaks out. He's like, bro, what? I need to take care of him before he adapts to Unlimited Void. To then figure out, oh, he already adapted. So yeah. Let's see what other things that we want to cover real quick.
There's something that was really cool. Someone posted on Twitter that I noted. I also noticed. I didn't make the connection until someone pointed out. So first page, the lettering on the domain expansion is different. So in the past, when they've both been doing a domain expansion, it's just been bolded black, saying domain expansion with like a little bit of a shadow. Now we see, because Gojo was able to domain expansion slightly before Sukuna, it's a black outline with just white text. There's no shadow this time. Yeah, just something I wanted to point out that I wanted the audience to see. Yeah.
This was a big one for the community because it's, as I said before, there are fraud allegations being thrown out with Sukuna. This is big for like power scaling because people are saying that this definitively proves that Gojo is better than Era Sukuna, because he beat him in the domain clash, which was crazy. And then he pulled out Megami's technique, and so then, as most people have probably seen before watching this episode, all of the jokes of Sukuna being a little clown, being the little baby that's being held by Maharaga. It's like, please help me in this fight. So yeah, the other thing is that people that are trying to cope and say that Sukuna is like the best are saying that he's Batman level. He's been planning this out from the beginning. I think that is BS. Huge BS. I think that he set up Maharaga as like a backup plan. I don't think that the guy would actually try to gamble on getting hit by Unlimited Void. Just to pull out Maharaga. So yeah. I'm trying to think of what else that I wanted to cover. I think that Gojo's probably screwed now, because if Maharaga did adapt to Infinite Void, that means that he had adapted to all of Limitless, which means Gojo literally doesn't have anything on him unless there's another technique that Gojo pulls out that isn't like a Yuki sort of situation where he turns into a black hole or does something stupid. So yeah.
Yeah, that leads into my other big thing is I was saying this is no longer 1v1. This is 2-on-1. I was saying not just that Maharaga's in, it's it's Sukuna and Megumi, unintentionally Megumi in a sense, fighting Gojo. Perfect time for Kashimo to come in. Of course, we haven't seen him anytime this chapter. Maybe he just dipped out and no one noticed.
He's already running there.
He's already bolted.
He saw that bloody nose. He's like, oh my god, I got my chance.
It's like there's like, it's like the one meme of the dude during an interview, and they like come up and say something to him. He like rips his headphone off and his mic and just sprints out the door.
Yeah.
It's that guy. It's literally that. Like, Kashimo's waiting. He's been waiting for this moment.
Yeah. He's like underneath that bridge right now.
He's like doing like the Mr. Burns like excellent thing with his hands. He's like, need his time. Like he's waiting. But those are my two big things I want to talk about this week.
It's got a random idea.
Spit it out.
Like it'd be so stupid. It's the stupidest reach. What if just next chapter Gojo actually just hits Maharaga with the reversal red and destroys Maharaga right there?
What, like?
I think it'd be hilarious.
It would be so anticlimactic, but it would be so funny to see, like, to see this happen. I think it could be an interesting thing that like reversal red just kills him right there.
Yeah.
There is also the thought Dries mentioned during the recording that didn't work out that I did want to mention. He said, what if Kenjaku comes out and just absorbs Sukuna right here? Like,
yeah.
And we made jokes like, oh, he did this with Mahito, now Tengen. Like, we're not putting it past him that he's gonna do it. Yeah.
It is in his nature. I also want to point out, I didn't do this in the last recording, I'm frustrated a little bit because I know that Sukuna's going to live through this and that Gojo's probably going to get mollywopped by him and Maharaga, but he did land the Infinite Void and I feel like that should make Sukuna stunned. And currently, I don't know if Sukuna has a heart or not, so I don't know if he's going to actually be able to sit there for like a minute or if he's just going to actually die. But yeah, I feel like it's weird because we've seen Unlimited Void like stun people before, but it probably is gonna like Sukuna's just gonna like shake it off and like, okay, reverse curse technique.
Well, what if in this moment Sukuna does get stunned even for a minute, even for 30 seconds, Gojo's fighting Maharaga. This is the moment that Megumi has his chance to take back his body.
Come back.
Yeah, this is the moment.
So
like this is the moment we see Megumi like when Yuji and Sukuna fight in Sukuna's inner world. But we see Megumi come on top because Sukuna's nerfed.
That would be so cool. Like
because he's got Maharaga, he could use it in this inner world thing. Or what if Hear me out. I've got more to add on for next chapter if I'm right.
Man's cooking right
so
now.
We get this inner world fight. Megumi's like, okay, dude, nothing's working. The Demon Dog isn't working. Tranquil Deer, whatever, nothing's working. And he's like, well, what if I try? Because he's been witnessing this all. What if I try Maharaga myself? It takes Maharaga out of the fight and puts it in this inner world fight. Like,
that'd be so cool.
Like, think about it. Like, oh my gosh, like something like this happening would be so cool.
We are stretching, but it's a good idea.
This rubber band is about to snap. Like, that's why I said hear me out. That's why I preface everything I say in this podcast. Like, it's like I've got it. It's like 6 feet long right now. It's like it's about to break. So, but what if something like that did happen? What if we got to see this inner, like, cause last time we saw Megumi, it looked like he just gave up. Like,
he was crying. He was curled up like a little baby.
Little bitch-made boy crying. What if he was crying? What if he said, well, what if he's been buying his time? What, like, cause Yuji kind of bought his time when, I mean, not really bought his time, but when Sukuna took over that one time and Yuji died, quote unquote. What if we get a situation like that? So, hear me out. That's my hear me out.
I would love to actually see something like that. If that were actually to happen, that'd be a fun prediction. because this is a re-recording, I'm just remembering all the other stuff that we talked about that we should probably cover.
Okay.
I was wrong. I was last week. I feel like I was on the. I was trying to handle the thought that Gojo could lose and that he couldn't be considered like the strongest. But I was wrong. This is like the exact same thing that happened when the first domain clash happened, and I saw Gojo's throat get slit. It was like, oh, okay, well, he could be gone. And it's like, no, that's not it. Gojo wipes away that nosebleed like nothing happened. Um, so yeah, I I have to give props to Gege for letting my perspective flip back and forth each chapter. Um,
You
and
know.
like doing that so well is my best way to explain it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yes.
Like Gojo is that guy. He is
Yeah.
officially that guy.
Dude, I've always thought he was this guy. I just want to point out this proves my egotistical thought of I've never been wrong once in my life, and I was right. This just adds on to my ego about that. Last week I was fighting for my
Trying to
life.
catch some smoke right now.
Dude, I'm starting shit. Like, I was like, oh, dude, Gojo can't. I was like, yeah, like, I was like screaming. I was like, Gojo can't die. He's that guy. And I'm like, now I'm like, dude, never doubt him for a second. Gojo's that guy. Like, come on. What did we call him last time we tried to record? Oh, what was it? I messed it up big time. Goat Joe. Yeah, like, it's Goat Joe, and then.
He is that guy.
Yeah. So those were our big topics, and a little adding on to something.
Oh yeah,
Oh, you keep going.
I'm sorry, I keep on adding more. I want to cover the whole fraud allegation. I guess I did a little bit before. Basically, I'm saying that like, okay, Gojo is the strongest sorcerer, but we can't call Sukuna fraud just yet, because Sukuna never pointed out himself that he was the strongest. Like, he kind of knew the fact, but he never gloated about it like Gojo did. Like, Gojo's like, yeah, I'm the strongest. Like, I can do anything. But Sukuna, like, he does stuff for his own intentions. Like, he just wants to do whatever he think would be fun. So I wouldn't call him a fraud, is my best way to put it. Like, he never thought at the beginning of this, like, oh, I'm that guy. I'm better than Gojo. I'm the strongest around. He's just like, okay, I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna win by whatever means I want to.
You win by winning. Yeah.
Yes, you win by winning. He'll play dirty. He'll do whatever he wants to. Even I don't know if you would call Maharaga playing dirty, because he has it in his arsenal. But yeah. So yeah.
But yeah. Anything else you want to add this week?
What is it?
I'm trying to think. I don't think I had anything else I want to talk about.
No, I think that I really hope that Kashimo comes in at the end of the next chapter. But yeah. And then what is it? There is going to be a break next week, which means that we are not going to be posting.
Normally we would try and post something like we did the book club last time this happened. We're not going to this next week. I said in the last time we tried to record, I am back from my trip. Dries is not. We want to let Dries enjoy it, and then other stuff has come up for next Sunday. It'll be so we just decided perfect timing. We won't record.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Yeah. Anything else? Again, I'm not saying again. But we talked about it last time, or not last time. So last week we did get over 100 views on our last video. We want to thank you guys so much. We started this as like a thing just to kind of put our thoughts out there. It's like for some people it might not be like the biggest milestone. For us, that's like huge to us. We kind of just done this for our own personal enjoyment, not really expecting much from it. But to get over 100 views on an episode too is amazing. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to my ramblings. Stupid theories. So yeah, like, what is it? This is like the JJK community isn't very niche, but like, the fact that we got that many views, it's nice. And again, like always, we'd love to hear your opinions on the chapter, any comments that you have. You can yell at me for calling Sukuna not a fraud. But yeah, all that fun stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, tweet us out on Twitter. We mentioned it. We're in the works about getting some shorter form content, maybe on here, on YouTube, on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. We're in the process of getting some of the shorter form content out. In the future, we have no time frame on that, so just look out for that stuff in the future, and we'll talk about it on here, of course. Again, thank you so much for listening to episode 36 of the Jumpcast. I apologize for the audio issue last week. I'm knocking on wood, it won't happen again. But we made precautions just so in the future this won't happen. Again, thank you so much for listening. As always, I'm Max. I've been joined with Nick. Sadly, Dries was not here, but he was here earlier. Yeah, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.